Are you thinking of moving to Prosper or Celina, Texas? In this video, I'm going to compare and contrast aspects of both cities so that you can make the best decision on which city is going to be best for you. I'm Keela McGraw, your favorite Dallas-Fort Worth realtor, and if you are thinking about relocating to the area, Prosper and Celina are growing in popularity. Now, that has not always been the case. When people were thinking about relocating to the area, especially north of Dallas, Frisco was always at the top of the list. With so much growth happening in Frisco, people are really starting to consider cities north of Frisco, which do include Prosper and Celina. So which city is best for you? It really is going to depend on what you want in a city. So I'm going to give you an overview of the cities. We're going to talk about amenities, schools, housing, and lifestyle. Now, Prosper and Celina are adjacent to each other. They are both located in Collin County, which is one of the fastest growing counties in the nation. So let's start with Celina. Celina has a population of about 36,000 people, and the city of Celina's population has tripled since 2010. In fact, the city leaders expect Celina to grow to a city with a population the size of 300 to 400,000 people. And to put that into perspective, the city of Arlington has a population of nearly 400,000 people. So that is going to be a mid-sized city as far as numbers. A lot of people are viewing Celina as the next Frisco. So Celina is definitely a city that is in growth mode. I really think of it in terms of Frisco 10 to 15 years ago, same thing that was going on. Rapid growth, lots of people relocating to the area. And that's not just relocation from out of state. A lot of locals are relocating to suburbs in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. There's still a lot of land for sale in Celina, and so plenty of new home growth opportunities there. And Celina is one of the gems that people are starting to notice. Niche.com gave Celina an overall grading of an A. And that's just a small sample of the list that Celina is starting to be recognized on. So Celina is about 30 miles north of Dallas, and it is north of Prosper as well, so it really is north of the Metroplex. Celina sits in both Denton and Collin County, and Celina has access to several highways. You have Highway 380, which runs east and west, and this highway is just south of Celina. You have Highway 75, which is just southeast of Celina. And then you have the Dallas North Tollway, which they are working on expanding the Dallas North Tollway all the way through Celina. You also have Highway 289, which is also known as Preston Road, and Preston Road actually extends all the way to Dallas. They just opened the expansion of Frontier Parkway, and that's Celina's new and improved east-west thoroughfare that connects Celina and Prosper. So plenty of opportunities to access different thoroughfares and highways if you are living in Celina. So even though you are quite a bit further north of the Metroplex, there are several opportunities and thoroughfares for you to access to get to different parts of the Metroplex. Now, Celina is about 45 minutes to Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport as well as Dallas Love Field. And it's going to take you about 45 minutes to an hour to get to downtown Dallas and about an hour to get to downtown Fort Worth. Now, Prosper's population is 31,700 residents, and they anticipate having about 72,000 residents within the next 20 to 25 years. So you can see the growth projections of Celina is quite significant compared to the growth projections of Prosper. That is something to definitely consider if you want to live in a smaller city or suburb, or one that's growing and it's going to be a mid-sized suburb, because Prosper is not projected to be a mid-sized suburb. Like Celina, Prosper does receive a lot of attention and recognition. Niche.com gave Prosper an overall rating of an A+, and they ranked it as the 13th best suburb to live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So Prosper is north of Frisco. It's right between Frisco and Celina. It also sits in Collin County as well as parts of Denton County. And you do have access to several highways. You have Highway 380, which runs east and west. You have the Dallas North Tollway, and you have Highway 75. Travel to the airports, you're looking at about 35 minutes to Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport and about 40 minutes to Dallas Love Field. Commuting to downtown Dallas is going to take about 40 minutes, and it will take you about an hour to commute to downtown Fort Worth. I also want to note that the square miles in both cities is somewhat similar. So Celina is larger. It has 32 square miles versus Prosper with 25 square miles. So Celina definitely does have more room to expand and grow to support those population projections that we're seeing. Now, when it comes to things to do, remember, both of these cities are kind of in growth mode. So they are not well-established cities with lots of activities and things to do, but keep in mind that they are adjacent to some other cities like Frisco, where you can partake in different experiences as far as restaurants and entertainment and things like that. So Celina has 4 parks with a 5th park that's going to be complete in 2026. They really do desire to keep a very close-knit community, which I'm interested to see how that's going to look with their expanded population in the future. Right now, they do have several local events. They have events like Movie Night on the Square, Friday Night Market, Christmas on the Square, and all of these events really are catered towards bringing that community together. And if you are a lake person, you're about 30 minutes to 2 lakes. You have Lake Ray Roberts and Lake Louisville. Now, Prosper does have more parks than Celina. Prosper has about 30 parks with 630 acres of land that's maintained by the city's Parks and Recreation Department. The city does host several events throughout the year. They have a fishing competition for kids, which I think is really cool, a pickleball tournament, Celebrate Prosper, which is an annual community party, and they have a Christmas festival. Now, when it comes to shopping, Prosper does have quite a bit of options. Downtown Prosper is a cute destination. It has that small town feel with lots of cute boutiques and restaurants to try. It's also adjacent to the silos. So Gates of Prosper is another popular shopping center where you can find home goods stores as well as cool restaurants to experience. It does expand on both sides of Preston Road, and it's just north of Highway 380. I would say the biggest takeaway from all of this is that if you are looking for more experiences, you can easily go to Frisco, which is just south of Prosper, and partake in all that it has to offer as well. The number one question you may have is about housing and housing costs. Celina is a newer developed city with plenty of master plan communities to choose from. The median price of a home in Celina in January of 2024 is $563,000. Celina's home prices typically range from $400,000 to the millions. So there really is something for everyone. The median household income in Celina is about $142,000. I just read that Hillwood, which is a developer, bought a 1,380-acre ranch, and they plan to build 4,000 homes on it. So there is another massive master plan community that is going to be coming to Celina. Now, Prosper's home prices have historically been more expensive than Celina's. The median price of a home in January of 2024 is $885,000, and that is about $300,000 more than the median price of a home in Celina. Prices of homes typically range from about $300,000 to the millions, and the median household income in Prosper is about $178,000. So you can see, and even with my experience working with home buyers, you can get a lot more bang for your buck in housing in Celina versus Prosper. But keep in mind that the population in Celina is going to be significantly more than the population in Prosper. So when people do ask me about different cities, especially north of the Metroplex, I do bring up this information so that they can make an informed decision on what they want their lifestyle to look like. So I think it's just important to remember that when it comes to housing, you do have options. It just really depends on the type of city or the size of the city that you want to live in. Now, schools are always a hot topic or a question that I get a lot when people want to learn more about where they are considering living. So when it comes to Celina, most of the city does feed into Celina Independent School District, but in that southern portion of Celina, you do have some homes that will feed into Prosper Independent School District. Celina has an overall accountability rating from the Texas Education Agency of an A, 93 out of 100, and it's made up of just 5 schools with about 3,300 students. And the student-teacher ratio is about 14:1. So it's obvious that 5 schools will not be enough to accommodate the students that will be probably living in Celina in the future. I anticipate a lot more schools being built in the coming years to accommodate the growth that Celina is projected to have. And remember, just like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, they're projecting 300 to 400,000 residents in Celina. That is a huge jump from where they are right now. Now, Prosper Independent School District has an accountability rating from the Texas Education Agency of an A, 94 out of 100. It's made up of 25 schools and they serve 21,000 students. And similar to Celina, as Prosper experiences growth, they will be adding more schools to accommodate students. So I'm interested to know, which city would you pick? Let me know in the comments below. Have questions about moving to Celina or Prosper or moving to the area? Just give me a call, text, or email, and I'll see you in the next video.